saying congratulations on the film. I've had a chance to sit down and watch it, and I absolutely loved it. So congratulations.
Oh yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. That is what makes it all worth it. Is when someone enjoys it. That's personally what I got into making movies for, is to entertain people.
So tell us a little bit about where the idea first came about for this film, because it is such a unique idea that you've been able to put together here. Where did that idea first come about for you?
Yeah, well, the idea, uh, probably first came to me when I was a kid, because it's about a dinosaur. Sort of after I saw Jurassic Park when I was a kid, always wanted to make a dinosaur movie, but never knew that it would actually happen. And to be perfectly honest, it came as a joke because I was introduced by another filmmaker friend of mine to a distributor who gives money to random filmmakers to make a feature film, and we had to pitch several ideas to him. And one of them was we pitched an alien movie, and we pitched a few other sort of horror movies, and then just as a joke, we pitched a film about a dinosaur on the loose. And to our surprise, the distributor was like, "I want to do that one."
Do you know what it was about that idea that he loved? Was it just because we haven't had any dinosaur movies for a while, or was there a reason why you know that he selected that idea?
Yeah, I think it was because he either wanted a shark movie or a dinosaur movie. So I think it's because, yeah, they're really popular.
You
Creature feature.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying, like a creature feature.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Jurassic Park before. Was that a film that had a long-lasting effect on you when you were a child? Like, I can still remember the first time I went and saw it and I was blown away. Is that a film that's had a long-lasting effect on you?
Absolutely, yeah, it totally blew me away. It's probably one of the first movies that I remember seeing in the cinema, and yeah, it had a big impact on me. But some of the other films that inspired the way that Claw is, at least for me, because I did write this with Joel Hogan, and I really, really wanted to make a film that was mainly just action. Like, it didn't really have a big B story, or it didn't really have like really big character arcs. It just had a sort of roller coaster energy of action. So Predator was something that came to mind as well, because Predator doesn't really have a strong kind of B story. It just has that main hook of the sort of cat and mouse game. And so that was a big inspiration. And for the sort of light-hearted comedy that goes through it, Jojo Rabbit came out just before we made Claw, and when I saw that in the cinema, I saw it like 4 times. It's the only film I saw 4 times. The audience, there was so much energy and electricity in the audience from this from these laughs that were happening, and then that sort of inspired me to bring that kind of sort of light-hearted energy and fun to Claw.
That lightheartedness does go right through the film and it works so well. How difficult was that to get 100% right in the screenplay? Because we see so many movies where they try to do an action sci-fi and put comedy in there and it doesn't work. Yours works beautifully. So was it difficult to get that right mix during the screenwriting stage?
Well, thank you. That's a great compliment to hear that. I would say that one of the main things that probably made it work is the actors, Richard Rennie and China Walker. I said Richard first because he was the person that I had in mind, because we are friends. We were friends in LA, and he's the person that I had in mind to play this character because he's so flamboyant and so extraordinarily funny, and he's like that in person too. So I think that the actors to be able to carry those light-hearted moments.
You mentioned before that going into this film you were looking to do an action film that didn't have any huge character arcs, but there's a great amount of characterization in this film. You get a really strong sense of who Julia and who Kyle are. Was that something that you were aware of when you were writing the script as well, that even though there wasn't a large character arc, you do get a good sense of these two?
Oh, yes. You like, I definitely like to sneak in some kind of, character and story and stuff like that, because it'd be boring if it was just all action.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. It wasn't like a huge focus, but I think I couldn't help but be able to fit in some characterization in there.
Even the idea that Julia is a comedian on her way to LA to perform, where did that idea come about? Because so often with these kinds of films, you just have the generic kind of travelers without much of an aim of where they're going or anything like that. Was Julia based on someone that you knew?
That's so funny that you asked that, because yes, she was. It's an actor that I was seeing at the time, and we're still friends, very good friends. And she's very funny, and I was like, have you ever done stand-up before? You should do stand-up. And then, so when I couldn't help but, while I was writing this character, I basically wrote it. She didn't end up getting the part for various different reasons, and we thought it'd be complicated for me to be working with someone that I was so close with. So that didn't end up working out, but the whole idea of the stand-up thing remained in the script, and China picked that up and ran with it.
You mentioned how you knew Richard. How did China and Mel also become involved with this film as well? Because they're brilliant in their roles as well.
Yes, well, because Richard was kind of my pick, someone that I had my eye on for the film. Joel and I were doing a lot of this together, and so he got to choose the leading lady, basically. And it was pretty obvious when we saw a few of the audition tapes that right off the bat, when I saw China, like I had to agree that she was definitely the right person for the role. And Mel came along because we were shooting this film just a bit outside of LA in Ridgecrest, which is about like 2 hours outside of LA. And they had their own little sort of very small sort of casting office, because they actually filmed quite a few things out there. Like I think they did like a Mission Impossible and the Tim Burton Planet of the Apes and stuff. So we found Mel through that small little casting office, so we could have some locals, so we wouldn't have to have accommodation for the locals, so we could save money.
Now, of course, the other big character in this is, of course, the dinosaur. Tell us a little bit about the creature design and how you brought him to life as well.
Yeah, I had worked... Well, actually, I hadn't really worked with the visual effects company on a movie just yet, but so there's this visual effects company, Steve Clark. It's called CK VFX, and when I watched a lot of the films that he had done, I thought that the VFX in parts looked really amazing, and I wanted to use him in this film. And some of I really wanted the raptor to kind of to have the look of sort of like the Jurassic Park raptors, because obviously there's different types of looks that you can go with, and I just really wanted to make it look like Jurassic Park. And but mostly also I wanted to kind of keep it in the shadows too, so you don't see it too much.
Yep. Yep. How much actual research did you do into raptors? Like, did you go and do a bunch of research to find out how they move, how they hunt, and things like that?
Not particularly, no. I think that most of the research was just from the movies.
Yep.
Really from Jurassic Park movies, and trying to create sort of interesting hooks in the action. Doing it, like, for instance, when the raptor's on the roof, when it tries to get on the roof to get Julia, and then we cut to inside where Richard's character is struggling a little bit, and you hear the footsteps of the raptor on the roof. So you don't actually see the raptor, but you hear the footsteps, and it cuts to the roof. And so I wanted to do like a lot of stuff like that, or when it drags. I don't want to give too much away, but you can hear it outside, but you don't have to necessarily always see it.
Yeah. How aware are Americans of the history of dinosaurs in their country? Because I know when you talk to a lot of Australians and you mention our rich dinosaur past, a lot of people kind of look at you like, did we have dinosaurs here in Australia? Like, it's something that I don't think it's really taught in schools these days, just how many dinosaur digs have been in Australia over the years. Is it something that Americans are very aware of?
I can't say that I've had much talks about dinosaurs beyond the movies to many Americans. So, but there are some dinosaurs that were discovered in that area itself. So that thought did come to mind as I was making the movies, that we are kind of in dinosaur country in a way.
Yeah, definitely. So, Gerald, I guess to finish off, what would you like to say to everybody out there before they go and check out Claw? Because I think this is a film that everybody should check out.
Well, I'd like to say, hi, Mom. I would like to say that it's a little bit of escapism. So if you feel like some fun and you want to forget about life for about 80 minutes, and you want to have a bit of a laugh, I think you should check out Claw and have some fun, and you won't be disappointed, as long as you're not expecting too much.